So Dunbar decided to map the size of a primate's group against their brain size. And lo and behold, it lined up perfectly. The bigger the size of the primate's group, the larger their brains. Conclusion, it was the need to have more and more friends that drove the evolution of ever bigger brains.
It's turned out to be even more surprising because not only does this relationship between group size and brain size apply between species, but it also applies within species. So we've shown that the number of friends you have correlates basically with the size of this part of your brain.
So how many friends is that? Well, there's a range in individual humans from 100 to 200 friends, but there is a magic number in the middle. And this is where it gets really clever. Taking that original study of primate group size versus brain size, Dunbar then made a prediction about the size of the human social group based on the line of best fit. And that's how he came up with the magic number of 150.
There's something peculiar about the 150 in that it seems to be the limit on the number of people that you can have reciprocated relationships with. That's relationships which are based on trust and reciprocity, and they have history.
150 also happens to be the size of the average hunter-gatherer clan, the basic fighting unit of the Roman army, the size of the average 10th century English village, the size of the modern army company. In fact, there's so much evidence to support the number 150 that it's now widely accepted and immortalised as Dunbar's number.
Once you're beyond 150, you're into a layer of acquaintances, which is all that you do on Facebook. And they'd be a bit surprised if you sort of said, why don't you pop round on Saturday for a beer? Inside the 150, everybody say, great idea. We haven't had a beer for years. Let's have a sit down and catch up.
Still, 150 is a lot of people to invite for a beer. A lot larger than any other primate social gathering. So why bother with such big groups?
They're almost certainly evolved for protection against raiding by the guys over the hill.
Hi, Jonica.
Hey, Tom. And if there's one person I rely on to come over the hill to my defence, it's my brother. In case you were wondering, your family does count as a friend in the 150. After all, back in prehistory, most people in our group would have been some sort of kin. In fact, kin get first dibs in the 150, with other friends filling in the slots behind.